They say apartments can't hear you. That's a lie. Because this one learned my name, and once it did, it stopped letting me sleep. If you're hearing this, it means it learned yours too. I didn't believe in cursed places. I still don't. I believe in patterns, and this apartment had one. I moved in because it was quiet, too quiet, no traffic noise, no neighbors arguing, no footsteps above me. Just silence thick enough to press against my ears. The first week was normal, almost peaceful. Then I noticed something strange. Every sound I made felt delayed, like the room was listening before reacting. When I coughed, the echo came half a second late. When I dropped my keys, the sound felt absorbed. I told myself it was the walls, old insulation, cheap materials. I stopped thinking about it. Until the apartment started repeating me. The first time it happened, I was on the phone. I said, "I'll call you back." And a second later, very quietly, from somewhere behind me, I heard, "I'll call you back." Same tone, same thing. My voice, I turned around. The apartment was empty. I laughed it off. Nerves do that. Your brain fills in gaps when you're tired. But it kept happening. If I whispered, the sound came back softer. If I spoke out loud, it answered louder, always late, always perfect. It never repeated full sentences at first. Just fragments, words, breathing. I stopped talking inside the apartment. That's when it started talking first. The first night it addressed me directly was at 2:13 a.m. I woke up because I heard my name, not shouted, not whispered. Spoken the way someone says your name when they already know you're awake. I froze. I waited for a second call. It didn't come. The silence felt intentional. I stayed awake until sunrise. The next morning I checked the lease again. I wanted to see how long people usually stayed. Most tenants lasted less than 3 months. One lasted 11 days. Another lasted 4. There were no complaints listed. No reasons, just move-out dates. I tried talking to the neighbor across the hall. She didn't answer the door, but I heard her breathing on the other side. When I said hello, her breathing stopped. That night, the apartment started practicing. It repeated my footsteps, my cough, the way I cleared my throat. I covered my mouth. The sounds continued anyway. By the end of the second week, it didn't need me anymore. It started playing conversations. Conversations I had weeks ago, conversations I never recorded. At first, they sounded distant, like a radio in another room, then closer. Then, inside the walls, I pressed my ear against the bedroom wall. I heard myself sleeping, breathing, turning, whispering. I wasn't whispering. The apartment was. I started sleeping with headphones on. White noise at full volume. It didn't help. The sounds came through anyway. Not louder, clearer, like they were bypassing my ears. I stopped sleeping altogether. On the 18th night, the apartment made a mistake. It said something I had never said. "Don't lock the door." I stared at the bedroom door. It was unlocked. Slowly, without touching it, I watched it close. The lock turned. I ran. The hallway was longer than I remembered. The lights flickered in a rhythm that matched my breathing. Then the building spoke. Not one voice, dozens, all mine. Some calm, some screaming, some begging. The exit door wouldn't open. Behind me I heard footsteps, perfectly matching mine. But delayed. I realized something then. The apartment wasn't copying me anymore. It was rehearsing. I made it back inside my unit by accident, or maybe on purpose. The walls were warm, soft. They moved when I touched them. My phone started recording by itself. I didn't press anything. On the screen I saw a waveform. My voice, saying things I hadn't said yet. "Please stop. I don't want this. I'll stay." The last one scared me the most, because I hadn't thought it, but the apartment had. That's when I understood. It wasn't listening to my voice. It was listening to my thoughts, and it had already learned enough. The walls began to speak clearly now. No delay, no echo. Just me. Perfect. They asked me to sleep. They said I was tired. They said they could keep me safe. I don't remember agreeing. I only remember lying down. When I woke up, the apartment was quiet again. Too quiet. I checked my phone. There were messages sent from me to people I hadn't spoken to in years. All the same message. "I'm home." I tried to leave again. The door opened easily this time. The hallway looked normal. The exit was right where it should be. I stepped outside, and nothing felt real. The street sounded wrong. People spoke half a second late. Cars echoed before passing. The world was imitating me now. That's when I realized the truth. I never escaped the apartment. The apartment learned how to walk, and if you're listening to this, it's not because I wanted to tell you, it's because it wants more voices. It's listening right now, and it already knows how you sound when you're afraid. Don't speak out loud. It's waiting to hear you clearly.